Hello and welcome back to Path of Radiance 0% Growths. We are on Chapter 15, The Feral Frontier. In our last battle, our MVP was Kiran. That's less surprising than Titania the time before. And we have a new ally, Makalov, which I did not talk about last time. So I'm going to do that after I get back from doing sort of general base stuff. Alright. We're back, and yeah, so let's talk about Makalov, our new units. Makalov's bases are, comparable-ish to probably most comparable to Marcia. So, I mean, obviously Marcia's been promoted, but, she's got 10 strength, 12 speed, 10 defense. He's got 9 strength, 10 speed, 10 defense. Now, of course, if we promote him, he'll gain a couple of points in each of those. And so he'll be a little bulkier than Marcia, with about the same speed. Though, of course, doesn't have the advantage of being able to fly. He also starts as a sword paladin, or a sword knight, I guess it's called here, but sword cavalier, whatever. Which is certainly not the greatest option. We can, of course, give him axes, and then, because axes, for whatever reason, allow you to use steel and hand axes at E rank rather than at D rank, that, you can get out of that hole pretty quickly. So, he's alright. He's definitely a step behind Kiran and Titania, which is unfortunate considering he joins later. But he might be worth promoting. Depending on, how many units we feel like we can make effective use of. I do have, let's see, show this off. So I do have, 2,200 BXP, right? So I can definitely promote him. The thing is, though, going into the upcoming chapter, there's not really any reason to, because, well, you'll see when I get to the chapter, but it's, there's no reason to deploy him. Meanwhile, I did forge a new weapon, and it's actually intended to be Titania's weapon, this Vibranium axe. It's just an upgrade from Titanium to Vibranium, because we're going from iron to steel. Anyway, but we're not actually going to be using it this chapter, really, for related reasons. So let's just go have a look at the chapter and talk about that. So this is the good old desert map. Gotta have one of these in every Fire Emblem game, I think. I guess there actually hasn't been one in some of the more recent games. Anyway, to defeat boss, Moorim is the boss. He's very scary. He's got, with the Demi-Band equipped, 17 speed, which is enough to double almost everyone that we have right now. The only people it doesn't double are Titania, Kiran, and Zahark. And certainly, there's, actually, let me... Oh, and I guess Volk. Maybe. No, I think Volk only has 13 speed, yeah. So... yeah, it's just those three. Yeah, Mia gets doubled, everybody gets doubled. We do have a Speedwing, but I think I mentioned, last episode, or 2 Speedwings, sorry, but I think I mentioned last episode that as much as possible, I want to keep those for Ina for the end game. I forget what the exact numbers that I calculated were, but essentially, if I give her enough Speedwings, she can avoid getting doubled. Which, before she activates Resolve, which I think would be nice. But, I mean, that may not strictly be necessary, but in any case, we either have to give her a bunch of Speedwings, or we have to give her a bunch of Draco Shields and Seraph Robes. Anyway, one of the two, at least. So, back to Moorim. Yeah, so he's got a lot of speed. He's also very bulky. He's also got a ton of strength. He hits hard. He's accurate. Yeah, he's a very scary boss. We don't really have anybody who's capable of taking him on. We could eventually take him down with Titania or Kiran, given enough time. But it's pretty rough to do. Luckily, we have an alternative solution to that problem in the form of Stefan, who we have to get Laith or Mordecai over to this spot to recruit him. And he is much more capable of taking on Moorim. So that is our plan. Everything that I'm doing in this chapter is geared around that. Geared around getting Stefan over there safely, getting, and then getting hidden items out of the desert. So that's the plan, and that's why we're only deploying Marcia, Jill, Volk, Leith, Mordecai, Ike, and Soth, because everybody else is some combination of too slow and too vulnerable on the desert terrain. So with that all having been said, I'm gonna get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is there is a guard scroll over here, which Soth is going to go grab. I guess, actually, before I get too far into this, I should mention there's a lot of... it can be pretty difficult to track where is safe to go and where isn't on this map because of the enemy gauges. Like, so for example, this guy has 18. In Path of Radiance, they all gain... All the Lagoos gain 4 gauge per turn when they're untransformed. So, this guy, right now, if I, turn on his range, there is no range because he's not transformed, but he will transform at the start of his turn. And not only will he do that, but his movement will increase by 2. So, where right now it shows nothing, once he transforms, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and he can attack to the 9th square, which is, a lot of space that he covers, but that you can't really see. So it's important to look at which of these enemies are ready to transform and which are not. So this guy here, I'm just going to turn them on just to show which ones are important, even though you can't see the ranges on them. Let's see, this guy here. These two are ready to transform, though they're not immediately relevant. Trying to think, yeah, these guys do transform at a relevant time during the chapter. These two don't. These two don't. These two don't. Yeah, I mean, I think some of the guys over here do, but I think that's pretty much covers it. Something else I should mention is that this chapter gives you bonus experience for not killing enemies. Honestly, we have so much bonus experience at this point, we don't really care that much, but on the other hand, there's also no real reason to kill enemies. All it does is pretty much use up our forges, so anyway, okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is there is a coin in these 3 spots. So Leith is going to, sorry, is that right? No, these 3 spots. Well, it's actually a 3x3 box here, but Leith is going to try to pick that up before she gets rescued by Jill. Hey! I mean, not that it matters, but why not? Now, something else I should mention, keep thinking of things I need to mention, is that this is one instance where it'd actually be nice to have Jill promoted, because Jill weighs 37, untransformed Mordecai weighs 33, but before promotion, Jill weighs only, I want to say only 35. I have a recollection of playing when I played this on Maniac mode, using Mordecai to smite Jill before she picked up Leith. But that is not an option here because he cannot smite promoted Jill. So, unfortunate, but that's the situation. Anyway, we're going to equip an axe, and in anticipation of engaging this guy. So one of the things you can do if you are trying to maximize your bonus XP gain here, and I am trying to do that even though it doesn't matter just because I like doing that, but one of the things you can try to do is just damage the enemies without killing them, and there are a couple of different enemies with vulneraries on the map, and they will run away and use vulneraries, and then you don't end up having to kill them. Alright, then we're going to shove and smite Volk. We don't really need to both shove and smite him, but it gets him where he's going a little bit faster, which is nice, and kind of might as well. And then we're going to pick up the physics staff here. And then Marcia is going to pull this guy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the reason for that is to clear the way for Soth, so that Soth can safely pick up some more stuff on the left side. Honestly, most of the treasure that you pick up in here doesn't really matter. The only things I really care about, aside from Stefan, are the physics staff that I just got and the boots. So none of the stuff that Soth picks up like actually matters, but it's like, yeah, I might as well. Because I can do it safely. Oh, This guy is going for Marcia. I guess that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Normally he goes for Jill, but whatever. Marcia has the Laguz guard, so it's actually, on the whole, a good thing. Okay, so now we've got Jill needs to come over here. We're gonna unequip her weapon now. Drop Lathe off. I mean, she's not immediately going to get attacked by anyone anyway, but just in anticipation of wanting to do that. And then Volk, just going to head up here. I do want to check. Okay, that guy's not ready to transform. These two should run away now. Actually, this guy might not, but we can attack him again, and then he will. So yeah, Volk should be fine to just come over here. The boots, he's one space away from getting the boots. So if we get a shove him this turn, that would be nice, but no way to do it. Let's see. Okay, so now this guy shouldn't go after Soth anyway, but just in case, make sure that he's not in range. And we're also actually going to steal this guy's vulnerary, and that will get this guy to go this way. There's a this guy here has a vulnerary, so he's going to go towards that, or should. Now Marcia, as I said, is going to attack this guy one more time. Just to make sure he's well below half health and he wants to run away and heal. And then we're going to come over here and prepare to rescue drop Stefan in a bit here. And then these two, well, Ike is just going to stay out of the way. Mordecai is going to start making his way into the middle in hopes that he can draw some fire later in the chapter. Oh, he goes for that vulnerary. That's actually completely fine as well. Yeah, no, one thing that's cool is that because the AI just likes to move, like when you get into range of these enemies, like it will sometimes start them moving even if they can't transform yet. Because the AI likes to move, this guy actually gets out of the way, which means Lathe can actually run up here and recruit Stefan. So here's Stefan. Alright, so let's talk about Stefan. Stefan's stats in a lot of respects are completely insane. 25 speed at this point of the game is just bonkers. 19 strength is 6 more strength than anybody we have. Oh no, I guess except Mordecai. And what is Lathe's transform strength? Oh, it's 18. Okay, yeah, never mind. It's not. I thought it was lower than that. Huh. Okay. Mordecai's is even higher. It's like I don't remember what it is. But still, 19 strength on a Bayark unit that can actually use weapons is fantastic. 27 skill. Anyway, so compared to his strength blows all the other Bayark units out of the water. 27 skill. Obviously, he's gonna have like a crazy high accuracy and crit rate. He comes with a personal. Well, it's not a personal weapon, I should say. It's an S rank sword that has a 35 crit on it, which is fantastic. 12 might, also very nice. It also gives 3 defense. Again, it's not his personal weapon, but nobody else is going to be using that anytime soon. He does have Astra, which is actually like not really good because mostly it just wastes weapon uses if it activates. So yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean he's so normally he's like a kind of a weird unit because normally your like good units that you have at this point in the game are like doing fine without like some of the overkills stuff that he has invested into like speed and skill in particular. And he's sword locked and he's foot locked, so like he's not like he looks like really exciting when you get him, and then it turns out that like he's actually like kind of fragile. His luck is low, so he can get crit easily. He like just has trouble keeping up with the mounted units and isn't as flexible, doesn't have a 2-range option, and just in general, like, he's like kind of underwhelming relative to what you would expect out of his stat profile. But in a 0% growth context, I am super glad that he is here, because he can put in so much work just in terms of like raw damage output relative to everybody else right now, that it's just like it's a huge benefit to have him on the squad. And he's definitely going to... I don't even know if it's necessarily the case that he's going to be like the best unit that I have right now, but he's definitely going to be like an incredibly important one. Anyway, so we're going to grab the Lagoon Slayer that Leith brought and equip that, because that's actually what we're going to be using to take down Moorim. And then Jill is going to come over and rescue him. Come over here. Alright, so this guy is transformed. This guy is about to, which is going to fill in this gap. So we want Volk to come right here, pick up the boots, out of range of these enemies. And then, let's see. I think this guy, yeah, this guy's about to transform. This guy's about to transform. This guy is transformed. That guy's not. So there's a coin, basically there's a coin over here, and then there's like a shine over here. I think it's easier if we just grab the coin now and don't worry about the shine until next turn. So I'm gonna do that. Not that we care about getting the coin either, but you know, whatever. What's we doing here? Mordecai is gonna keep making his way up here. It probably isn't going to matter, but because normally it's like one of the birds I'm like trying to draw potentially or something like that, but since they're not there anyway, probably not going to make a difference. And then Jill, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think what we want to do here is we don't want Marsha getting attacked this turn, because she's going to need to tank some damage the following turn. So we're gonna equip an Iron Sword, and then use a vulnerary. Stay right there. Like, just go hang out in the corner. Yeah, now this turn Leith starts getting attacked, which doesn't really matter. I think that guy's going for a vulnerary down towards the bottom, so... Oh, that guy went after Jill. Okay, sure, makes sense. Ike's made a new friend, very exciting. Alright, can we get the shine without going into range of one of these enemies? Let's see, it's rock, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. No is the answer. And this guy's about to transform. So we're just gonna come like over here, and then next turn we'll grab it. And there will be a next turn because Mordecai doesn't attack on enemy phase, so we're not actually going to drop Stefan in front of him. Or sorry, we are, but like we're not going to... Dropping him in front of him is not going to end the chapter on enemy phase. Anyway, we're going to try to get the white gem over here and probably fail. Yeah, the white gem is like right there and there. Jill... is going to... Forget where this tiger is. I don't think there's any advantage to moving... moving Jill into range of any of the enemies, because... I don't think she ends up saving Marcia any damage by doing so. So we're just gonna give Stefan to Marcia. Go like over here. And then Marcia... Gonna drop Stefan off. And just wait right there to reduce the number of squares that she can get attacked from. She probably doesn't die from 4 attacks anyway, but... Alright, Volk, I guess, is gonna stay put, so that he's out of range. Mordecai, yeah, is 1 square away from getting into range of one of these guys. So he is not actually accomplishing anything. Oh well. Hooray for the Laguz Guard. Unfortunately, this is gonna happen. Oh no. Oh god, Stefan, please. I mean, I don't know how much I'm gonna need that Laguz Slayer, but really... So we're gonna have killed 2 enemies, which is... I probably could have found a way to only kill 1 enemy if I had done things a little bit differently, but it doesn't matter anyway. We don't need the BXP. Alright, so let's get that Shine Tome that we definitely care a lot about. It's like a big region here. Just want to make sure I don't miss it. Well, I know this spot's in it, so I'll just do that. Any of these guys have vulneraries? No. No. Okay, so I think we've done all that we can do here. Oh, we can try to get... try one more time to get the white gem. Nope. Alright, now we've done all that we can do. And, yeah, so this is an interesting thing that, Stephane exactly 1 rounds... I mean, you know... Moorim is 1 HP short of this, but basically, Stephane exactly 1 rounds him. I actually wonder if this was an intentional design decision, and if not... Or, like, if it was, rather, how they expected anybody to find Stefan in the first place. Anyway, so there you have it. I think that was 5 turns? I just realized I forgot to look at the turn counts. To double check that in post, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 5 turns, right? It took 2 turns to drop off Lathe. Turn 3, recruit Stefan. Pick him up. Turn 4, give him to Marcia, and Marcia drops him off. And turn 5, kill the boss. Yep, 5 turns. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be back next time with Chapter 16. Until then.